a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
Hey YouTubers, if you like what you see, make sure you click subscribe below. We're going to do our Week 13 Thursday night triple threat. We got a lot to cover here, so crack a cold one and join us.
Football league isn't an option. We present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
I ended up picking a song by The Killers. It's called Mr. Brightside. Swimming through the penalties, let down Jay from TCP.
That's amazing. I see what goes into this, and I tell you, I would not want to have that as a punishment.
And punishment was served, but it's going to be a different person serving punishment today. Welcome to our Thursday night triple threat bet episode. It is week 13. This is Triple Coverage Podcast, and my name is Jay Up, and I'm here with my brother James.
Fantasy football for life.
Wow.
This is David.
And we're here
David
with Travis Sutton as well.
Woo, woo. Sounds good when you do it, bro. I like that.
It was with so much more authority.
Wasn't it? Woo, woo. I like when you do it, Jay, though. You do it like you're... Go ahead, do it.
Woo, woo.
Like you do it like you're making fun of me, but it just sounds better.
I'm doing like I'm actually at an ICP concert.
I wish, I gotta try to get comfortable in my chair for right now because I know the last half of this episode is gonna be very uncomfortable, so I'm soaking in my chair right now.
Yeah, it's not just Legos, it's Duplos.
What's that? What is that?
Those are the big Legos for like the little kids.
Big for little.
They're, okay.
They're bigger
Oh,
Legos.
like bigger pieces, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It all goes in the same place.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
All right, so let's review last Thursday's games. It was Thanksgiving, and we got a full array of games. There's actually, I love Thanksgiving because it's all day long. Starts at 9:30 in the morning and doesn't end until 8:30 at night.
Is that stuffing? I smell.
How was your
Pumpkin
holiday?
pie?
How was your holiday, boys?
How was it was pretty good. Me and my fiance, we take turns. I do Thanksgiving with my family, and now this be the first year. I have 34 years old. First Christmas without my family coming up here this year.
You're not gonna do both?
No, because they do it in Tahoe, and it's like
Tahoe.
yeah,
Bougie.
it's very AJ Bougie.
It's very bougie.
It's very bougie. But yeah, it was good. My mom, she went hard in the paint again in the kitchen, and she made some of those greens, yams, hams, potatoes, tomatoes, all that kind of stuff. It was great.
She never lays it up, man. She always
No.
tomahawk jams it.
No.
The dessert tray is fantastic.
Yeah, there's no layup in the Up family when it comes to baking goods. It's a slam dunk. Kobe Bryant behind the back pass to LeBron James over the
And she's in retirement city now, so there's going to be a lot of baking done now.
Yeah, she retired yesterday. Shout out to Susan Up for her retirement.
Whoa.
Woo, woo.
How was yours? You never said how yours was.
Mine was good.
Was it Lady
Yeah.
City?
Yeah.
Your wife jumped out of a plane.
Not on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she did actually just jump.
Would either one of you ever go skydiving?
Yes.
I don't know
No.
if I could. Like, if I did it, it would have to be not forced, but pretty much forced to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like a punishment. That would be the ultimate punishment for me because I don't like heights.
I think if I showed you the video of her and our nephew skydiving, you wouldn't think it's as bad. Like,
Well,
it's pretty. It looks fun. It
Okay.
actually looks fun.
I just was watching Good Morning America this morning when I woke up at 7 a.m. It just happened to be on TV. Shout out to them. Anyways, I'm watching a video of a guy
The hang
that
gliding
went,
guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
went hang gliding a couple weeks ago, and the instructor harnessed himself onto the hang glider, but forgot to harness the other guy. So as soon as they took off, like immediately he realized he wasn't strapped in. So he's holding on with his left hand, white knuckling it, and he's holding on with his right hand to the instructor's pants. And they couldn't get the hang glider to go down right away, so they had to go up and over the trees. And so he's literally 100-something feet up in the air, just gripping this thing. Ends up tearing his pectoral muscle and end up breaking his wrist, fracturing his wrist as well. Until they got over for 4 minutes and 25 seconds, he hung on until they hit where they were close enough, and then they were going 45 miles an hour when he had to let go and just fall to the ground. And I was like, wow. Like, is it worth it? Is it really worth the little adrenaline rush to like possibly lose your life? For you, it is.
Hey, it's funny because she talked about the little video they show you, and like all throughout the video and the paperwork and the whole time they're talking to you, they're like you could die. That's a real possibility. Nothing's perfect. The plane's not perfect.
Sign this waiver.
The
Oh,
instructor's
it's
not
definitely
perfect.
waivers.
The shoots aren't perfect. Like, they let you know for sure beyond
It's like if you're
doubt
if
that
you're
it's
already not
possibility.
scared enough, like here's what could happen. It's probably gonna happen. It's like
I just
who's
have no
doing that?
desire to do it. Like I don't.
I think it would be a cool like adrenaline rush, and I'm sure once you did it, you would probably want to do it again. Just like getting a tattoo. Like some people just they can't get that first tattoo because they're scared or whatever. But once you get one, you kind of get another one. You get comfortable with the process. But I mean, I love adrenaline rushes, but I don't want to go into a haunted house and be scared, and I don't want to jump off a building. I'm sorry, guys. Like there's other things you can do for adrenaline rushes than risk your life.
Yeah.
Not that
I'm
risking
the
your
same
life
way.
in a horror house. Haunted house.
House.
Well, I don't
That's
want to do that
risking your
either.
life,
I don't
man.
want to do that either.
This is the best
That's
little
too
whorehouse in
risky.
Texas.
Yes.
That's too risky.
Okay, so risk is not an option.
That's too much
For me.
risk.
Yes. There's a tipping point. Let's go to the Bears-Lions though.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Detroit.
I think Stafford's risking his life going out there every single week with no offensive line to be spoken about. And what's going on with the Detroit Lions? I mean,
They're bad.
they're bad. They're bad. He only got sacked 2 times, but 2 interceptions, no touchdowns again. If you're one of these teams in fantasy that's relying on Matt Stafford the last 3 years like you have been, and he consistently finishes in the top 10 every season, he's not anywhere near the top 10, and he is now no longer reliable for me. Chase Daniel outplayed Matt Stafford, and it wasn't even close.
Chase Daniel hadn't had a start in the NFL since 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and he hadn't thrown a ball in a meaningful game. Like obviously not counting preseason
A football
since
anyway.
2016. And he came out there and he threw for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Lions.
Well, it's because he's playing the Lions. Like,
Man, every
Wow.
time you see it's just killing me, but you're right. Like, I can't even defend it.
it's and they're a good team, man. They got a good defense. So I mean, Chase
Detroit?
has been there.
Detroit or Chicago?
Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Chicago.
What's okay? Okay, on the other side of the ball, then Chicago. What's going on with Allen Robinson? Do you trust him in any kind of format to have to play him through your championship weeks?
He's not who
What?
we thought he was.
That's for sure.
Very possibly. Because that one good season he had was a lot of garbage time games.
For
Blake
sure.
Bortles.
That was Blake Bortles' best season ever too.
Yep, and he was kind of the only option really there is Allen Robinson. It was
Yeah.
Bortles to Robinson, and everybody fell in love with that.
But-
He got hurt. Everybody was still in love with it.
Wouldn't
He
you?
hasn't come back.
Wouldn't you think though that it would be in a better situation where he's not the only guy there? You have Anthony Miller, you have Gabriel, you have Trey Burton. You have Cohen. Like there's other options there,
Yeah,
so
he's
that
not getting double
I was
covered.
just gonna say you're not double teaming him, so like I would think that would open up the for him to be better productive with other options there, and it just hasn't been there. So I'm a little worried about him.
Better productive, I agree. But that's not really what they do in Chicago.
Mhm.
They're not like
They spread
airing
it.
it out and spreading it down and
Mhm.
going deep with it.
we still talking about football?
We're still talking about the Bears.
Oh, we're talking football? Oh, sorry.
What else do they do?
We started talking about a whorehouse.
I
I'm
mean,
confused.
we're all over the place. But who's T Mizzle for Shizzle?
Is it Taquan, right?
Yeah,
Taquan Mizzle.
clearly.
I
Like
think
where
it's
did he come?
Mizzell,
Oh,
but
T Mizzle.
Mizzle
like-
sounds
I
better.
like
Mizzle does
T-
sound better, yeah.
I like T Mizzle for Rizzle.
for shizzle.
But
That's my nizzle.
I mean, that's my nizzle as well. And you know what? LeGarrette Blount, 19 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Both of you agree that that's just,
An anomaly?
yeah, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so if he gets 20 carries or 18 carries again against the Rams, he doesn't run anywhere near 88 yards.
Look, if you're getting 20 carries, yeah, you play the guy. Anybody that's getting 20
So if Carry-On's
carries,
out, you're playing Blunt?
The
Yes, you could make a case definitely for playing him.
The difference was they were in
I
this
agree.
game still. Like
Mhm.
it was at halftime. It was 9-7, and then Detroit actually had the lead. So it was like it depends because if
If
the
know a
Rams
guy's
are
gonna
up by
get
21
if you know
points.
a guy's going to get 20 carries,
I'm
What
saying
does it
he's
have to
not going to
take?
get 20 carries because they're going to be so far behind the Rams at that point. You know?
okay, but if you know he's going to get 20 carries,
Mhm.
how do you break a ties against the guy that you know? Because not a lot of guys get 20 carries.
No.
And he's a guy that if they are on the goal line, that's going to be some of his carries. So and it shows because he got 2 touchdowns. But I mean, was that 27-yarder a touchdown run?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was an open field gallop.
Is that in the beginning where they're like Blunt? ain't
No,
gonna
it
do
was
nothing.
in the
They ain't gonna do nothing with Blunt.
It was late in the third quarter, I believe.
Wow, he just wore him down.
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he's a big back and he's not afraid of contact. I'm wondering what the Detroit receiving core is going to do moving forward. Kenny Galladay is obviously the one and only option. Now that Marvin Jones has been rolled out for the entire season, he had 8 targets, 5 catches for 90 yards. outside of him, Theo Riddick, the running back, and now Bruce Ellington, who just got acquired by the team a few weeks ago, 7 targets, 6 catches for 28 yards. Is he the number 2 now? Because I thought it was going to be TJ Jones. I really did. And TJ Jones just, I don't know, he just hasn't been there.
It's not. I looked back at TJ Jones' stats the last 6 weeks.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Just to see, and he's literally hasn't gotten more than 2 targets.
5 points or less in every single week.
He hasn't gotten more than 2 targets any of the weeks.
Well, okay. And what happened to that Brandon Powell kid that they said they were going to play in the slot? Like, where is he?
Non-existent.
Didn't even get a target. So
that teaches you don't believe the hype necessarily.
Yes, oh for sure.
I mean, because there's always those kind of hypes, and then also they get thrust into it like, oh, this is the guy they were raving about in preseason.
I got the Sleeper Bot little notification saying, oh yeah, Brandon Powell is the receiver to own in Detroit because he's going to run out of the slot with Jones on the outside and Galladay. And I went in there and I'm like, should I pick this guy up on a blind bid? I'm like, you know what? I'll let somebody else have him. I put $10. He went for like $114. I was like, okay, so you can have him. I'm not paying that much for a receiver that I haven't even seen on the field yet.
The bummer for me was actually I had Detroit, and I thought Detroit was going to win this game. I actually talked about it last week. I thought Detroit could win this game. And then when you're watching the game at home, it's 16-16 with just a few minutes left. And I'm like, okay, if Detroit can just muster a good drive, you have Matt Prater there who can kick, and they can actually win this game by 3. And what happens? Matt Stafford throws a pick 6 to Eddie Jackson, and he runs it back.
No, it's
Eddie Jackson, Freddie Jackson.
Tito.
It don't matter.
Tito Jackson.
One of the Jacksons ran it back.
Next game. I'm tired of looking at this game. This is terrible.
Bears, sneaky team, man. They could win that division.
Yes,
Oh, they're going to win the division, yes. Oh, well, them in Minnesota.
Take it easy, bro.
Whichever one doesn't, though, is going to get the wild card, so.
Watch out for those Vikings.
Oh, boy.
Wow. All right, move on to Travis's third favorite team, Washington Redskins at Dallas. Dallas wins 31-23. The bookies, man, I'll tell you, 7.5 was a point spread. Depending on when you got it, maybe you got it at 7, 7.5. It lands right at 8. So if you did take Dallas, you were a winner by 0.5 point, most likely. Anything you took away from this game?
The line started changing late, actually, because I got Washington at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up losing on that because they...
Zeke, 26 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Prescott also had a touchdown. Adrian Peterson, though, non-existent. 12 carries, 35 yards.
Yeah, they got after. Hey, look, it was 10-7 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
After that, dude, they got Coopered, they got Ellioted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they put up as good of a fight as they did. The Washington Redskins, they had a backup quarterback, and their whole offensive line has been decimated. So the fact that they hung in as long as they did is kind of surprising to me, because they should be on a arrow straight down with basically nothing but a bunch of backups in there.
The arrow.
Yeah.
Redskins, I get you. 2 things, though, on the positive for Washington. If you're
straight down into a Cowboys heart.
If you're a Jordan Reed owner, finally gets 8 targets, 6 catches for 75 yards, so McCoy likes to go to him. Vernon Davis even caught a touchdown, great. Josh Doxson even had 10 targets. So Trey Quinn, who I think is his first game, wasn't it? Or second game back?
Second game.
5 catches, 26 yards, and a touchdown. So what it looks like is actually Colt McCoy threw to the outside receivers for a little bit and used his tight ends. Both of them were fantasy relevant, which has not been the case. They've been up and down, left and right, and you have to basically choose when to play them and not play them. But Doxson, Davis, Reed, and Quinn, all 4 of them had decent games and decent lines. If you did play those guys, you got bailed out by Colt McCoy.
The one thing that was kind of alarming, too, was I know that Peterson only ran 12 times for 35 yards, but they actually pulled him at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because of injury to give the carry to Bibbs.
Capri Bibbs.
And Bibbs vultured touchdown from him.
Two carries inside of 5.
That's alarming.
Yes.
To me, Bibbs...
If I'm an Adrian Peterson owner... why?
Peterson's huge.
Yeah.
He's a big back that just bowls people over. Capri Bibbs is like their third down back that catches, and he's a lot smaller, and they gave him 2 carries inside the 5. So, yeah, that is alarming to me.
I don't think so, because Tennessee has a huge running back in Derrick Henry, and they don't run him on the goal line, or they line him out there, but they don't give it to him. Who knows what was really going on in the mindset at that time? Trying to confuse him or do some misdirection. Oh, we're not going to give it to the tiny guy.
The only person that confused was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, he was on the sideline yelling like he was in New Orleans.
Clearly, it didn't confuse the Cowboys.
Definitely did not.
Yeah, because he scored. I think the thing is with Colt McCoy, he will push the ball downfield more than Alex Smith.
I love you guys. I'm trying to keep up with that. Wait, was he trying to take? Okay, no, he took a dig at. Okay, no, they took a dig at each other there. It was so quick, I missed all 3.
It's twice a year we get to play each other, so it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Colt McCoy will push the ball downfield, and he's a little bit of a gunslinger.
I don't hate him
in some respect. I don't either.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he was as productive with the receivers. Part of it was because they did get down, so I mean they had to start throwing around a little bit, and that's why Peterson also got game scripted out, which is been the Achilles heel, because if they're
Yeah.
ahead, Peterson gets the carries, and they tend to kind of maybe eke out a win or get the win. If they're behind,
I
you just
just-
game scripted out,
like,
lose.
I would just give him the ball no matter what. I wouldn't care if
We
I'm
don't have
down
an
10
offensive
points.
line anymore. They've been all decimated. So
Yeah, okay,
it's rough.
I agree
we're,
with that.
We're limping around right now.
Get him some targets. He had 2
And a
targets,
limp.
2 catches, 9 yards for Peterson as well.
On the
The
Dallas side, it was
Cowboys
all
look good.
Cooper in the
Yeah,
receiving game.
Cooper in the
That's
receiving
it.
game.
He got 9 targets.
How about Noah Brown getting 2 targets?
He caught one of them.
Yeah, he did. Cole Beasley, 1 catch. Alan Hearns, 1 catch. Michael Gallup, 2 catches. Like you said, it was basically all Amari Cooper and a little bit of Zeke Elliott. Had 6 targets, 5 catches as well. But Cooper with that 90-yard catch, that won you your week. If you had Amari Cooper in your lineup and you still lost, you're in a world of hurt going into your playoffs.
Especially if you get bonuses for long touchdowns because he had that 90-yarder.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that they're using Elliott in the passing game. Like they said, they were going to try to implement him more in the passing game, and they're actually getting him targets. So
Yeah, as long as that defense plays well, they're 4-1 at home. So as long as they keep playing good at home,
Hey, Dak would do very well to use Elliott and Cooper as much as he possibly can. Because
you would think.
you're down to Jarwin, basically, because Swain got hurt now.
Yep.
So you got some weapons, man. You got to use them, use your legs. They got some talent. They should win that division.
Is that an underhanded jinx?
yeah, the little
No,
reverse
I mean,
jinx.
it's reality.
He's
They
sincere.
should.
Easy catch, Travis.
He's being
You
sincere.
don't think they should?
They should, but
Yeah, for sure.
but to hear you say it,
It is
it
mind-boggling.
sounds like a jab maybe.
I'm not a fanatic. I don't hate any teams. You know, like some guys hate certain teams.
So you like the Redskins more than you hate the Cowboys?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
different than Eagles fans.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Some
agree.
guys hate the Eagles so much you don't know if they're a Cowboys fan or not.
Yeah,
They're just the Eagles hater.
correct.
I
Atlanta
don't like
Falcons.
that very much, but
Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Saints win 31-17, pretty handedly.
Yes.
Leading rusher for Atlanta, Matt Ryan with 2 carries for 16 yards. Tevin Coleman had 8 carries for 6. Ito Smith 4 carries for 0. But Julio Jones does it again. 14 targets, 11 catches for 147 yards. Again, he's one of those guys that doesn't have to score a touchdown ever and will still win you your week with those double-digit receptions and 140-yard games. Calvin Ridley, though, caught another touchdown. He had 13 targets, 8 catches, 93 yards. Man, Calvin Ridley, to me, is a real deal. Like, I love the fact that he's a third option on the team. He doesn't have to take over the game. And if he gets you a touchdown, it's great, but he doesn't have to get you a touchdown to be a productive flex play.
it's very
for
similar
me.
to Cooper Kupp. Like he's
Yes.
he's like the third receiver, quote unquote. He's like
I
a
would
slot guy.
I'd still rather have Cooper Kupp, but yes, I get where you're
I think
going.
he's the second. I don't know. I don't think he's the third. And I'm still not super high on Ridley myself. He's been very productive this year in his rookie season. But
Yeah.
there's some good stuff on the other side of him that helps him to be productive.
Oh, yeah. If you,
having Jones there, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that goes without saying.
Is
I think
anybody-
that Cooper Kupp would still be relevant if he didn't have Woods and
Yeah,
Cook.
Yes.
I think I like Cooper Kupp. I think he's a good football player. Is anybody else starting to get on my side of the fence with Tevin Coleman not being as good as everybody's thought he was?
I don't want to.
He's had the run of this job.
Yeah.
But, like, he keeps getting bailed out by, like, he had a touchdown in this game, in the receiving game, so he still got you your double-digit points, even though he did absolutely nothing in the running game. So had 3 catches, 17 yards, and a touchdown. That right there is over 10 points. So, again, I don't think he's a running back one by any means. The fact that he is going to be a free agent, is going to go to a team, I think that he might have he's going to have an option to go somewhere where he's going to be the man. Like a Jared McKinnon.
I don't know. Because it's so deep in the league right now with running backs. With all the running backs that have come in the last 2 years.
Mhm.
But even if he does, I don't know if any of us were sold on McKinnon going to that spot and being the
No.
guy.
no.
He's a
And he
great
got-
number 2,
and he
Coleman.
got-
Could it,
payday.
could it be the
For
offensive
sure.
line just not that great in Atlanta? I mean, they're not really moving the ball. All they can do is pass. Like, even when Freeman was there for whatever it was, 2 weeks.
Freeman didn't do anything.
I was
either.
going to say, he didn't do anything. So it could be the offensive line where they're throwing, every single time. I mean, they only got 8 carries. Yes, he only had 6 yards, but 8 carries in a game where, you're down the entire game. So the game script-wise, obviously he's not going to have a huge game, but he bailed you out with a touchdown. He's still got that fantasy relevance there.
I think it has a lot to do with the offensive line in Atlanta as far as just the run blocking, because you've seen 3 guys now not really do anything in the run game.
Mhm.
Like Ito Smith has had a couple of games where he had good receptions.
All in the passing.
but he hasn't really run the ball that great. Coleman hasn't run the ball, and before Freeman got hurt, he didn't run the ball that great. So it's like now you've got 3 guys that I'm not saying they're all studs, but 3 guys that aren't really running the ball.
It's not helping his market value. That's for sure.
Definitely not. That's for sure.
And that's the main thing is that Tevin Coleman's like, please give me the ball, give me some touchdowns so I can make a lot of money here in the offseason, and they're not doing him any favors. How about the Saints receiving corps?
The Saints, this is one of those games where
hit me with those names.
They came out and they didn't need to do anything. So like Breeze only had 171 yards passing, but he had 4 touchdowns. And then you had
That remind me of the Houston Texans game with Deshaun Watson on it was Monday night maybe, or maybe it was Thursday night, where remember he only threw the ball like 18 times, but he had 5 touchdowns passing. It was like every time he threw the ball was a touchdown.
You didn't need the big names. Like Kamara didn't have 100 yards rushing, and neither did Ingram.
I'm looking at the
Michael Thomas only had 38 yards receiving.
The 4 touchdowns that he threw, one was to Austin Carr, Keith Kirkwood, Dan Arnold, and Tommy Lee Lewis. Like, if you played one of those guys, which I think you did, didn't you? Did you play Kirkwood?
I did play Kirkwood.
How do you feel about him catching a touchdown?
He got me as much as I would expect.
I mean, he maxed out on your 6.5 points.
Dude, the 1 catch and it's a touchdown? Thank you very much, sir.
7.5 points in
I'll
the
take
PPR.
it.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Yes, you will. I did notice that New Orleans had 6 sacks, though, against Atlanta. The defensive line for New Orleans is not that bad. They're great against the run. Clearly, the defensive line is great, and if you have a running back going against them in the playoffs, just don't expect too much from them.
And,
yeah, no, they're solid.
And both the Saints and the Cowboys are going to play tonight's game, Thursday night's game. So they actually had a full week rest instead of having that week and a half like you usually get when you play
back-to-back Thursday night games.
Yeah.
So we're going to see tonight who America's team is. Is it New Orleans or is it Dallas?
Well, Dallas is always going to be America's team, but the Saints are going to win the game.
By how much?
What's the line? 7?
7.5?
I'll say they win by 10.
Okay. I'll take Dallas, actually.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Saints win by 10.
I agree. I think the entire world's going to be on the Saints. For our wall bets last week, we did a full slate of 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a tight end. It came down to a couple of actual points, like barely. Amari Cooper bailed you out with 41, and Michael Thomas laid a gigantic dud. So Jay finished with 105.68. I finished with 103.74.
Speaking of points,
So I lost.
you're going to get a few.
From
the Legos you're about to sit on.
So the punishment, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out chairs because doing it on a soft chair is just not the same as a hard metal chair. So for Jay's sake, I'm gonna get out the metal chair so that it makes it even worse on me. So Travis, you can continue to
Hey,
talk.
hold up, rewind here. I wasn't here last week. What kind of Legos we talking? We talking the little teeny tiny ones? Talking the medium size? We talking Lego Duplos? What
Talking both, Duplos and the baby ones.
So wait, so you're doing a plethora of different sizes?
Would you say there's a plethora?
There's a plethora of Legos. Yes.
I like it. I can't wait to see this. This
Let
is, for those at home that can hear, it's a nice brown sturdy steel chair. You can hear it.
Oh, Mama's probably gonna go crazy now.
Ties
Oh
the steel
God!
drum.
All right, I'll let you set it
The
up.
chair is hard enough without the Legos.
Yeah, I think I just bruised my spine.
All right.
Come on, turn that sideways.
Right in the crevice, bro.
Yeah, turn it sideways at least.
Oh, come on.
Oh, like this?
What? It's gonna go in
Is it that big?
like this?
Good lord.
Like, come on.
Like you didn't train for this.
Like you didn't practice all week.
Jeez.
Is that bad?
The big one is down.
Ooh,
I
that's
can't even feel the other ones because the big ones. Oh my gosh.
You okay?
I don't know if I should move around or. Oh my God, that's like it's like in my spine. Okay. Okay.
Can you taste it?
It's in the back of your throat.
It tastes like plastic.
I'm glad I showed up today.
Tastes like plastic. Are you gonna give these back to your kids?
After I'm gonna disinfect them first.
Okay, I'm not. I don't want any part of that.
They haven't played with Legos in a while, so.
Just throw those away, bud.
I cannot wait. If I have a fart coming, I will let this loose so hard. So I'm just letting you know.
It might block it.
That's possible. I might combust. It might turn out to be a burp.
All right, so like we just talked about a minute ago, the Thursday night game for tonight is the New Orleans Saints at the Dallas Cowboys. And the Saints are actually on the road favored by 7.5, and the over-under is 53. And I talked about this on a previous episode. I love the under. I think 53 is pretty high for this.
You love it?
Yes.
Or do you like it?
No, I actually like the under quite
Yeah,
a
but
bit.
when's the last time you bet under on a Thursday game?
Once this year, and the game went over.
So you just like it, but you're not going to bet it, or you're going to bet
No,
it?
he's gonna bet it.
No, I'm definitely going to bet
He's a
it.
silly ass. He's gonna bet it.
So you're going to cheer for your Cowboys not to score?
It's going to be Saints. I'm taking Saints and under probably in this game.
I hate taking a team that's favored by that many points and betting the under, because as soon as Dallas gets to what? 24? You can't win?
You can't win. Yeah, I'm going to hope that the line comes down a little bit and get it at 7, because the half point kind of
32 to 24?
kind of worries me a little bit.
32 to 24. Yeah, you lose.
Just buy the half point.
I hate
Well, if
that.
I was Sutton Rich, I would just buy it, but
Oh please, what's gonna be a difference of a few bucks? Like, come on, bro.
It's-
You bet thousands?
I don't like when the ticket ends and like I'm getting change on the back end. Like it'll say like 53 cents.
Are
I
you
think it's
going-
bad
are you,
luck.
Are you going to the what? Are you
Yeah.
going to the window? Or
You know
are
what's-
doing a mobile?
You know what's really good luck
Doesn't
though?
matter.
When you do go to the casino and it's at the end of the tape roll and it gives you that red strip
Yeah,
mark.
yeah.
That's when I'm like, oh, it's the end of the roll. Hang on, let me make a couple more bets, because that's usually good luck. That's a Vegas insider tip for you guys.
I guess we know who's superstitious.
Not me.
So, I wonder.
you like it when it's in the roll?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's great luck. Every time it's red tape on there, because there's only like 6 bets. This is
Pink.
super uncomfortable.
I know you keep on moving
I'm
around.
trying to get to a point where I can just stay still, but there's one on my left cheek that's just digging into my butt cheek. I don't know if it's definitely a smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one's gonna hurt more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
like-
big one.
Like I'll bet you anything. There's a gigantic red mark on my left cheek after this.
All right, so this is in Dallas. Is there any way that the Saints
Yes.
drop this game?
Yes, I like Dallas. I don't know if I'm willing to bet a money line, but if I'm a home team, I'm a home team getting more than a touchdown. I know the Saints are rolling. I know the Saints are doing whatever they're doing. They're looking great doing it. But Dallas's defense is not a pushover, and they're at home. And if they win this game, they're 2 games up in the division, right? So this is a huge game for Dallas. The Saints is like, if they did drop this, not saying they're gonna, but
Who's
if
2 games up in the division?
Dallas, if they win this game, be 7-5, and they already beat Washington straight up, and Philly would be 2 games behind them. So, like I said,
they beat
if
them
the,
straight up.
so if the Saints do drop this game, what does it really cost them? Now they're 10-2. Okay, so they're still number 2 in the NFC with the Rams. Like, is it really that big of a game for the Saints?
I think they're still number 1.
It's not.
They're still number 1 because they beat the Rams. And
There you go. Yes, you're
so
correct.
if they lose this game,
Correct.
they're tied with the Rams. They have the tiebreaker because they beat the Rams.
So I'm just looking at it's a more important game for Dallas to win this game to get into the playoffs and take that huge lead in the division than it is for the Saints, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't think you leave anything up to chance if you're the Saints and you want all the playoffs. You want them going through New Orleans.
Yeah.
So you can't. There's no way they're thinking like that for sure. But
Who do the Saints play next week? Do we know?
That's what I was thinking.
I think I said it on the previous episode, but I'll look right now, Jay. You can keep talking. Go ahead.
so I think even though the Dallas defense is good, I think Drew Brees is very good and he's very accurate and he's very efficient.
Mm-hmm.
That he'll be able to find the spots and pick his spots, even with only one dominant receiver and a plethora of undrafted free agents. But he's got some good. he's got
Dude,
some-
my left side is killing me.
Oh, Legos, man. You gotta love them. Why
Just-
are Legos so expensive? That's what I want to know.
People
Anyways.
just sit on them all day anyway.
Yeah, sit on the puppies.
Saints
So
have
I-
a division game next week
Who's it
Carolina?
against? Is it
Carolina?
Carolina?
at Tampa.
Tampa.
Oh.
Ooh, okay, so
No worries there.
they might be focusing on this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're focusing too much on Tampa.
Yeah,
I
if it was
agree.
Carolina, I think it'd be a different story, but I don't
So
think they're-
I kind of like the Saints to cover. Like I think it's going to be a good game. But I think the
everyone
defense.
does, though, don't you?
What about the
who's going to
narrative?
take
Sometimes
Dallas?
everyone is right.
What about the narrative
Very rare.
of a game like this sandwiched in between 2 division games? They played Atlanta last week, and then they have Dallas, and then they play Tampa
But
Bay.
see, they're so far ahead in their division, though. I'm not sure if the whole division thing even plays into factor when they're 10-1. You know, if it's a division game and everything's close in the division, like okay, but it's like a division game. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but the Saints have been putting up 40 points every single game.
This ain't your daddy's Saints either.
They're-
They're
yes, they're not-
undefeated on the road.
They're not scared of Tampa Bay. They're not scared of Atlanta by
I'm
any
scared
means.
of the Cowboys.
They might be. I like Dallas getting the points. I'm willing to say that I might bet them on the money line.
Oh, cool. That's a guaranteed loss for the Cowboys then.
Why do you say that?
Reverse.
Because every time he
Reverse,
bets, every time
reverse.
he bets Cowboys money line, I have to hear about it.
You know how many
In the
times
group
I've
chat.
bet Dallas money line in my entire life? Once. Ever.
It was this year then.
And he had to hear about it.
Who was it?
I don't remember who
Exactly,
they played.
it wasn't
but
this year.
Whoever it was,
Son of a
you every time you bet them, I have to hear about how bad they are because they're not winning, and it's like some team they shouldn't beat, and you're like surprised at that they're losing.
But they should beat everybody, right?
You okay?
No, you're gonna jinx them. You're gonna jinx them by betting them money.
No,
line.
that's you, Jinxie
You're
Cat.
the jinx. guy.
Thank you,
Don't
Travis.
be upset when the jinx comes your way either,
Yeah,
okay?
Jinxie Cat J.
If you dish it out, you got to take it.
which he takes all the time.
Works quite a bit.
Do we want to go over our players that we picked for the triple threat wall bet, or do you want to spin the wheel? Okay, so James, myself, I drew the number 1. I went Drew Brees. Jay went number 2. Who'd you take, Jay?
I took Michael Thomas.
I took Zeke.
And then I took Amari Cooper.
So I went Kamara.
And then I had Dak.
Let me interject something here. I'm sorry. This may be an after the show conversation.
Okay,
But
possibly.
not being here for a couple weeks, it's very confusing when you guys go back and forth like that. Like for me,
I
listener,
always summarize that, Dan.
Okay, if you were just, I want to
say
hear your team, then I want to hear your
Yeah,
team.
so James, this is what I usually do. James has Drew Brees, Ezekiel Elliott, and Kamara, 2 running backs with the quarterback.
All right, I can
Jay-
visualize that.
Jay has Dak, Amari Cooper, his favorite target, and Michael Thomas. So 2 receivers in Dak and 2 running backs in Brees for me. James, I like my team, but to me, because Michael Thomas had such a bad week last week, this could be a total Michael Thomas game, and I'm a little worried that he might be the difference maker of the 3.
He could be. Plus, the Saints' passing defense is not great. So if there is any way to exploit the Saints, it's definitely by the passing game.
So for...
I actually love this because Jay likes the under. He has 2 Cowboys though, but he wants them to score, so he doesn't lose the wall bet. Like, I like this. It's kind of fun. I wish we could all watch this game together.
He doesn't know what to cheer for.
I don't like watching Cowboys games with anybody. I like watching them at home.
That's how I feel about the Lions,
He
because
doesn't
I'm
wanna
embarrassed.
See anybody see him cry.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. When I watch the Detroit Lions game, every time I'm like, all right, we're doing good. We're doing good. How are we going to blow this? How are we going to blow it? And we do every time.
Is that when you pull out the brown paper bag?
No, see, you know what? I'm not embarrassed to be a Lions fan. I just don't want to watch other, people. It's embarrassing.
Oh, see, I'm not embarrassed. I hate going to a bar. I've had this happen a couple of times when I've gone to a bar with Cowboys games, and the hate for the Cowboys is like...
Kind of like the hate for the Eagles that you have?
It's so...
Yep.
No, but here's the thing: is I don't cheer for every single yard that the Cowboys pick up against the Eagles. To whereas you go to a bar and no matter what happens, the opposite team like cheers for every single play, even if it's like one of those screen passes that ends up getting back to line of scrimmage. They're like cheering that. It bugs me. I don't like it.
He's not good with adversity.
I just don't like it. It's annoying when someone cheers like for every single play. It's like, guys, there's gonna be 50 plays on each side. Like, can we just mellow out a little bit?
Can we just be boring and not fun and not enjoy the game?
Yeah, but people that go to the bar, they want that.
Time.
Yeah, they want
have a
that.
good time.
So for now, we'll just we're gonna spin that wheel.
Let Travis.
Travis
Last time it was
away.
karaoke.
Yeah, we like karaoke.
Okay.
Let Travis spin. You hold his base.
Ooh,
There you go.
Oh yeah. Let me grab the shaft.
Go that way, right?
Give it a good hard. There you go.
I don't even want to get up because I don't want to sit back down.
Helmet head.
I'm comfortable with that.
I like
How's
that.
Helmet head.
Helmet head is the one where we have to do the entire episode with the helmet.
Okay,
NFL
Lisa and Ty have a Pittsburgh Steelers helmet. When I went over to their house, I saw that, so we'll borrow theirs. Wait, do you have a Hill City helmet?
I don't.
Oh my god, that would have been great. That would have been great.
I would, yeah. So
They didn't
whoever,
let us keep the helmet.
No, yeah,
Sorry.
just a jersey, right?
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
whoever
okay.
loses the entire episode, not just for the little punishment thing, the entire episode,
It's starting to creep in on my.
they have to wear a full size NFL helmet.
Can
for
the
whole
other guy
episode.
get like a wiffle ball bat? And you're
I was thinking just a tap,
crack the
just
guy in
keep
the head?
tapping. Yeah, just keep tapping every
Right,
once in a
good
while.
comment.
That's got to be
Good
so
comment.
loud in a helmet.
like the coaches do, and grab the face mask and be like, "Get over here, boy! What are you talking
You
about?"
that would be funny. All right, yeah, we'll talk all that out before I lose. Okay, I like my team, but now I'm a little scared. But yeah, we'll see what happens there.
I think helmet head's gonna be fun though.
That's
Well-
definitely one you gotta watch.
Dude, I'm just like it's creeping in on my sack here. So we almost done?
Let's keep it going a little bit longer.
No, you guys ready to crack one?
Is there anything else
Speaking
you want
of
to
crap.
add? You want to add? You want to go over the injury report or anything like that?
Oh yeah, is there anybody out in this game?
Will
Who's
Lutz.
playing?
Will Lutz is questionable.
Is he?
Traquan Smith.
Yeah. for
Alan
sure.
Hearns is still on the Cowboys.
Is
Tavon Austin still on the Cowboys?
Sean Lee?
How is
Oh,
Tavon
yeah.
Austin questionable? I thought he was
Wait,
on IR.
where's Sean Lee?
Well, that's pretty questionable.
Full injury report. Let's click on the full injury
Questionable
report. Oh, the one guy that
Yeah.
one guy is truly questionable is Tyron Smith.
No, but where's Sean Lee? Is he out?
Where is he?
Maybe
Where
he's
in the
not
world
on.
is Sean
If
Lee?
Sean Lee's playing,
There he
I'm
is.
taking him
Out.
He's out.
There you go.
Jeff Swain out. Zach Martin questionable.
Questionable.
Malik Collins.
Xavier, what is it?
Sua Filo.
Nice.
And then Tyron Smith is the one. He's a game time decision. That's what I read about him. Is he's a game time decision for the Thursday.
Taylor Austin must not be on the IR. He's questionable.
What's wrong with Alan Hearns' thumb?
He didn't get hit by a pass. So I don't know what happened. Maybe blocking.
He caught one. He had one catch.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. One target, one catch.
I got hit by a pass, maybe.
Maybe that's
He's
the
like,
problem.
"Wow, what is this? What am I
Maybe
doing?"
that's a problem.
I think I got one.
In the crevice?
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to crack one.
All right, let's crack
Let's
it.
crack it.